Good morning, friends and family. If you could tell, but I am sitting in my master bedroom. um, we basically pretty much got everything into the house yesterday and spent our first official full night in the apartment last night. In the house. Oh my gosh, I'm so tired. Um, it was not a good day. We did make it to the house, you know, and for the most part, most of our stuff is here, um, but there's I still have to go back to the apartment and pack up a few things that didn't make it yesterday and clean. That's the big thing I need to do is clean. Um, and pull down. I look, the curtains are still hanging in the apartment and whatnot. But yesterday it was kind of awful for us. The exploder did not want to cooperate in any way, shape, or form. It was really, really awful. Um, and to get this done as quickly as I wanted to, I broke down and used my 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 card, my credit card to hire movers, um, because it was just too much for me to do by myself. Um, and and I and that was just a lot of driving in the hottest part of the day that the exploder didn't want to do. He was very naughty. Um, no problem. Like I had to go meet them at the storage unit, um, to let them in and get the lock off for them, and then get back to the apartment. So that is the beginning of the hot driving for the exploder, and it behaved for that. But those were short drives, from the apartment to the storage unit, and then the storage unit back to the apartment, and whatnot. And I don't think it got a long enough rest, after that, for between those drives to the drive out here, to have gotten mostly here without any with little to no trouble, because we were not even halfway here when it started to act up, but we were on the highway, um, and and I had to pull over a few times, to let it rest for a few minutes before it would go again. And at one point, a gentleman and his wife stopped, um, to see if we needed any help and whatnot, and I told him how it was behaving, what it was doing, and but it doesn't appear to be an overheating issue like I thought. I thought maybe it was overheating, and the thermostat just wasn't telling me that it's overheating, because not all my gauges work properly. Um, but I did have that checked out the last time it was at the shop, and the gauge is fine for the thermostat, and the thermostat is fine. So it's not overheating, and he said it actually sounds like a fuel issue, like something to do with how hot it is, causing it not to get fuel properly into the engine so that I can accelerate properly and keep going. Um, so I don't know what's wrong with it. All I do know is that before we made it here, um, the check engine light is back on. So I don't know what it's trying to tell me now. But I do know I have things to do and that I'm not going to be able to find anybody to work on it on a Sunday anyway. Um, so I definitely want to try and get to the apartment early before it gets hot out and get done what I need to get done there. I'm worried about coming home tomorrow, how my drive home will be, because I have to wait for the office of the apartment complex to be open so I can drop off our keys. And I also need to drop off the equipment for the internet service we were using in Vegas. Um, and I also need to drop my laptop off at Best Buy. I'm going to drop it off at the one that's across from where I work, and I need to run into where I work and grab my lunch bag that I forgot last week. Well, the other day when I worked overnight, so I can bring it home and whatnot. And there's still so much to do, and not everything is in the house because the movers made it here to the house before us because I kept having to stop to let the truck rest, and they didn't want to wait for me to make it here, so they unloaded everything on the back awning, putting the heaviest and most important stuff on the back porch, the back deck. Well, which was helpful that they put that there because that made it easier to get the beds in and whatnot. But I still got a bunch of stuff sitting on the concrete under the awning back there by the back deck that still needs to be brought in. It's mostly totes and of stuff, and I'm just like, ugh. And some of it I'm not even sure what's in it because it's been in storage for over a year, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. So, but we're technically moved in and spent the night last night, and we were so busy yesterday we didn't get to eat, which Cherokee wasn't happy about. So, and with everything kind of discombobulated the way it is, I can't really cook yet. Although, or last night I was so tired. Once it got dark, and then on top of it, it got dark. We had a thunderstorm that took out the electricity. I'm not sure when the electricity came back on, but it went out, I'd say around 9 p.m. And so after that, I was just like, well, I'm gonna take a shower. Maybe it'll be a cold shower, but I'm taking a shower, and I'm gonna go to bed because what else can you do? But our closest, what we had for dinner, I guess, was I had some snacks that I keep in the car that I, when I'm working a short shift, I grab one and take it in with me for my break at work. And so our first, I guess, dinner in the house or meal in the house last night was a Rice Krispie square and a bag of Cheetos. The what do you call it? The lunch bag size or the small size, that you get in the. But anyhow, that's what we ate last night, and a little while ago I made us some ramen noodles for breakfast, I guess you'll say, because I slept from about 10 till about 4 in the morning, which is it's about a 6 hour stretch, and I think that's the longest I've slept in a long time. I mean, I was just really exhausted. Um, After I got that shower, I felt so much better. Um, but I've still got a lot to do, and pretty much only me to do it because when it comes to physical activity, Cherokee is pretty much zero help. Um, you know, this is not going to be fun for me because there's still a bunch of stuff that needs to be carried in. And it's not that it's a lot of it's not heavy, but she fell down the steps in our last apartment in Utah. It was over a year ago now, and she's still having problems with the knee on that side. I think my personal opinion is that she's not used it enough, and and it's gotten stiff, and and sometimes the best way to heal from an injury after a couple of weeks of being babying it is to start using it again, as physical therapy is about, getting you using it again. And but we're here, and I still got stuff to do. Cherokee was a little concerned about being here by herself while I'm doing my thing in Las Vegas, because I'm not planning on driving home tonight, because I have the errands I need to do in Vegas tomorrow. Um, so, but she's got Echo. He scared us. He a cats are weird creatures, and he it's normal for him, like when we move, and I think that this is about the third time we've moved since we got him, maybe the fourth. um and and he always like goes and hides under a cabinet someplace, and he was under one of the cabinets in the kitchen.
Fourth.
So fourth move with him. Okay.
The first place we were in was in the apartment in Layden,
Mm-hmm.
and then we moved to the one in Roy.
Yeah.
Cool. Then we moved to the other one. That was the second move you could consider it, there. And then we moved to the one here and here.
Yeah. So yeah, 4. And so, but we thought maybe he disappeared from where he was hiding, or it looked like he disappeared from where he was hiding. We thought maybe he managed to sneak out. He's not an outdoor cat. Past us while we were bringing stuff in, and going in and out back door, and she was really upset, and she was in tears, and but I'm thinking he found a hiding place is what I was pretty sure he had done. He'd found a hiding place in the house that made him feel super safe or something. And so I got a cup of food, and I was calling his name and shaking it, and one of the drawers in the kitchen suddenly popped open a little bit, and his head peeked out at me, and I was just like, how did you get in that drawer? So somehow from where he was hiding under the cabinet, he managed to climb up, I guess, the back and inside the drawer. I was just like, holy crap,
and
it's not a big drawer, but it's just a kitchen drawer, normal kitchen drawer for putting your utensils in. So it's not big. But anywho, I got a lot to do, and I got to get going, and the sun's starting to come up, and I want to make it into Vegas before it gets hot, so it can be parked while I'm working on the apartment. All right, so there's how we're doing. Peace.